how to sell a watch. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. And I get this question pretty regularly. It goes something to the effect of, Bruce, I want to buy a new watch, but before I do it, I need to sell my old watch or watches. What's the best way to do it? Do I go to Chrono 24? Do I go to local classifieds? Do I use Facebook or Reddit? What's the best avenue? Is there an easy way to sell my used watch? And I've got to say, I'm not a professional dealer. I'm not, someone who works for a store or a brand or anything like that. But I do have years of experience as a private party buyer and a private party seller on various platforms. I've done a fair amount of trading, buying, and selling in my day. So I'm going to share my opinions, and you can disagree with me, but they're just my opinions gleaned from years of experience. And so I will say there are a couple things that I've learned. One is there is no easy way to sell a used watch, especially if it's a luxury watch. If it was easy, a lot of people would be doing it. There is no quick and simple answer, unfortunately. And if it is a quick and simple, easy way, it's usually not an attractive option for you as a seller because you're probably listing it for below market value, or you're selling it to a known dealer or reseller who has to, mark it up a little bit, buy low so they can sell and make some money for their profession. And so, there always is a little bit of a give and take to it. I guess you could call it a dance, right? There's an art to negotiating. As a seller, you want to maximize your profit. And as a buyer, you want to pay as little as possible. So there's this dance on getting to that happy medium. And if it's your first time, I think you'll be surprised at how much you have to go lower than you were anticipating. Your watch is not determined. The value of your watch is not determined by how much you originally paid for it. It's determined by what someone is going to give you on the secondary market. And so, here's a few tips. When you're listing your watch, be very descriptive. Be the seller that you like to work with as a buyer. A lot of information, and don't use a potato to take pictures. I can't believe, we live in an age where it's hard to take a bad picture, but there are still a lot of bad pictures on listings out there. And that's a turnoff to a buyer. So, you don't have to go out and buy a DSLR and take professional photographs, but you do need to take good photographs and show the watch off in its entirety, all the, the condition, what's included, all of that stuff. And if you're having trouble with pictures, my recommendation is to go outside and use natural light. But don't use sunlight to where it's going to wash out your watch or, not portray the condition because it's a little bit blown out. Go into soft shadow, soft natural light, maybe under a tree, a mature tree, or under a balcony to where you're getting a lot of ambient light coming in. So it's going to show off the watch in an attractive way. But it's still going to highlight the proper condition and all of that stuff. So as long as you have a detailed descriptive listing with really sharp pictures, that's going to set you apart as a seller. Now, a couple other things. Be very responsive as a seller. If you have people asking questions and reaching out to you, either via private message or email or WhatsApp or whatever, be quick in how you respond. Don't put them off because that buyer might be reaching out to a few different sellers, shopping a number of different watches, and you may lose out on some business if you take a day or two to respond. So again, be the type of seller you like to interact with as a buyer. But here's the biggest thing that determines how quick your listing will sell, and that is price. If you've priced it too high, you're just going to be bumping that listing endlessly, and you're not going to get someone that's going to offer you the price because you're too high. You need to go low. You have to realize if you're flipping a watch, you're probably going to lose money, especially for the first time, because unless you're buying and selling certain brands, certain models that are considered hot commodities, you're going to lose money. Now, not in every instance. There are some resellers that do a very good job, or there are some flippers that do a very good job in breaking even or making money. But it comes down to being savvy, being patient, and having a lot of experience, right? They're searching for those impatient sellers. And we've all seen these listings where they go, hey, I need the money. I need this gone today. I bought a new watch, or I've got medical bills, or this or that or the other. I need this gone. Make me an offer. If you come across as desperate as a seller, there's going to be savvy individuals that will, take advantage of that opportunistic situation, and they're going to offer you a little bit lower than probably what you're comfortable taking. But that seller is going to usually take one of those offers because they're so impatient. And so if you buy at the right time, you buy used, you negotiate a good price, and then you sell at the right time, maybe when there's not a ton of other watches on the secondary market, and you can raise prices a little bit, and you have good listing, you have good pictures, you have good feedback as a seller, yeah, you can make money flipping watches, or at least you can break even, but it's not the norm. It takes a little bit of time to get there. Now let's talk about the main platforms. And I've used a lot of these, but I have not used all of them. I think the main one that I would say is the most helpful is watchuseek, the sales forum on watchuseek. And in order to post on there, you need to have permission. You need to have at least 100 interactions on the forum. And that's made to discourage scammers who just want to create a quick profile and then try to scam you out of that watch or out of some money. And if you're invested in interacting with people at least 100 times, it really cuts down on the scammers and the people that aren't really serious, and usually surrounds you with more like-minded individuals and watch enthusiasts. So personally, I found the best luck on watchuseek, but I've also used Reddit. I've used the Facebook buy-sell trade groups or Facebook Marketplace. I've used local classifieds. I've used eBay, but I don't recommend eBay because you take a hit when it comes to the percentage eBay charges. I think it's at least 10 or 13%. They're usually raising it for jewelry and watches. And if it's your first time and you're creating an account, you usually don't get paid for over a month. They hold the funds. And if it's a high value watch, it has to go to an authenticator before it's sent to the end customer. And it's just, I don't think it's worth it. So I would stay away from eBay. I've also never used Chrono 24. The funds are held in escrow, so it's a little bit longer of a process, but it's a safe process and it's a global platform. I just haven't found very many attractively priced models. I think that's more for just gauging interest and gauging overall value there. So let's see, what else on my list? Oh, let's talk about local classifieds. I think this is a good way for you to maximize money because you meet the buyer yourself. Now, you obviously have to be comfortable in doing that. So I recommend going to a secure place like a bank where there's cameras, where there's sometimes security, or you can meet at a police station, and you and the buyer can, meet in a public place, a safe place. They can inspect the watch, and then you get paid immediately, usually via cash or cashier's check. And so you're not paying buyer protection fees over PayPal or something like that. Sometimes you can use Venmo or Zelle. That's another thing. Bank transfer is good. Let's see. Am I missing anything? I probably am. I probably should have wrote down all of this stuff. If you have a question, let me know. If you have a specific question, let me know. But I found there is no easy way unless you are the most attractively priced option on whatever platform you're deciding to use. And so you're not maximizing your resale to put toward the next watch. Use local classifieds if you're comfortable in doing that. I know not everybody is. I found the most luck on watchuseek, and just make sure you're the seller that you like dealing with as a buyer. Be very descriptive, be responsive, be professional, and take good pictures. Those are a few of my suggestions. And if I need to do a follow-up and explain something that I didn't explain very clearly here, I'm happy to do that. So just ask any questions in the comment section. Hopefully you found this a little bit helpful and a little bit informative, and I appreciate you. So let me know if there's questions, and see you next time.